in last year's tournament.
That's what I mean, previously.
Yeah, and followed Dane. All these are very capable batsmen. Ewart Richardson, who had a good under 19 tournament, the wicketkeeper in this team.
And don't forget Joe, who's been picked as a batsman.
So another youth player. Vice captain in this year's under 19 tournament. So quite some batting to come for St. Kitts, so Montserrat would be looking to get wickets now. I'll bowling change from this.
No, I think it's still Zawandi White.
Yes, it is.
Well, Ward was able to get that one past slip. Don't know if it was a chance, but the shot was there. But the ball eluded the slip fielder and down to short third maneuver for 2 runs.
Think of what happened there. He played it down. So, you know, it really narrowed any chances of any catch there. He played down on that one.
Sweeping, getting it off it, back of the bat, going down behind the keeper for another 2 runs is Ward. It goes on to 8. The score should be now 48 for 1. Nearing the first landmark of a half century. The next landmark would be 66. And then you begin to count down 100 down to 0. But I'm sure these two would want to be there at the end of the target, when the target is being reached.
You notice though, Al, the outfield on that side. I mean, generally outfield is very sluggish. You would have mentioned earlier on the thickness of the grass, although cut. I see Aiden Walsh is there. I see Aiden Walsh is there. Aiden Walsh Jr., but in fact, it looks like the captain with the ball.
Well, definitely it's not KB, so we're going to have a change in bowling.
Yeah. Looks like the captain, he's marking out his run wheel.
Yes, that's Cheryl Bonds. It looks as if Louis is asking for his cap. He wanted to dispense with the helmet. Because he figure Bonds is no demon with the ball.
No, well, he cannot. Or he should not. He would be asked to put his helmet back on. It's mandatory.
Even for medium pacers?
Even for medium pacer. The rules have changed, Al. If you're a wicket keeper and you're keeping up to the wicket spin.
Once you keep up to spin, you have to put on your helmet.
Whether it's a medium pacer, you have to with the helmet also. And this is all part of looking to protect the players. So even a medium pacer, and you cannot assume the short one is slow. His Bonds, we see looking to hammer it into the turf. But not getting up though.
Trying to make his point to me. But he's Marby pace.
Well, it might be, but
You're looking to get some movement.
the rules are there.
You're looking to swing the ball in there. I agree with the rules too. Here's Bonds looking to move the ball because he doesn't have much space either way. Again, they're asking for a single, but communication is loud and clear.
What Bonds is doing is bowling it into the pitch. Quick single there, but could have been close.
Quick single could have been close with a direct hit. The son would have to come upstairs. But Louis thought he was in. Louis even slowed down and just pushed the bat. So that's the 50 coming up for St. Kitts.
One has to be careful though. You know, you never know because there's...
With the technology here, it shows that you could be short by some inches. Although it looks safe to the naked eye.
So they have picked up the tempo a bit.
Yes.
Certainly, lots of run, lots of run, over 100 runs needed. Over 100 runs needed.
He get backs and just pushes it out to long on for a single. That's Louis. 36, 14 more to his half century. And for St. Kitts, it's just about 14 more as well for the next small target. 66. And then start counting down. A drive, extra cover comes across the field. That's a drive, extra cover comes across the field. That's KB in extra cover. No, that's not KB. That looks like Young.
He is 3 times as long.
Mm. White, 4.3 overs, 1 for 15. And Ward is solid in defense. Here is White, to Ward. Ward turns it into the American backward square, short backward square, 1-1. He keeps the bowling.
Yeah, so just milking the bowling for the time being. Boundaries have been regular for the St. Kitts team. And they're going along quite nicely. And Montserrat searching for a second wicket. And really needing to break this partnership and give themselves a chance with this small score of 165.
But the man as he felt that one when maybe slightly aerial to the right of the man at backward point. $12 to Ward, 55 the total. 1 wicket down. Flashes outside the half stump. Nothing. No connection. All of 35.4 overs remaining. And St. Kitts team needs just over 100 runs for victory. 111 for victory at this stage.
Question here is that, well, I should say it's not a question of whether or not you think it's bad for most of these remaining overs that they're going to get the score. If Montserrat is to win this one, they have to bowl St. Kitts out. And there's no question about that, because if they St. Kitts bat deep, they're going to get home quite easily, especially if they are not losing wickets.
This time a pleasant undrive just for 1. They literally walk the single. 110 for victory. Probably the coach is counting down and making sure that the batsmen yet to get in are hearing him. Subliminal messages. No need to rush if and when you go in. And one of these will anchor down, if not both of them. St. Kitts left out Tariq Newman, Caroline Francis, Rashid Adi, and Tristan Hanley out of their squad of 15. Here they are now. Oh, quick single. Ward responding well. And again, he's helping in the fielding. It's Ward. 37 now to Louis, 57 for 1.
Yes, these two continue to do quite well for the St. Kitts team. And more and more, it's beginning to look a bit bleak for the Montserrat team, and they need to break this partnership as quickly as possible. They have not been bowling too badly, Montserrat, but looking at the track now, the track looks fairly docile. And as the sun has been beating down on it, and as the day has progressed, it has become easier and easier to bat on.
Yeah, that's about 3-4 hours of sun, baking in whatever little moisture was there early. Right, another single for Louis. 38, 58. 58 for 1 the score. 108 for victory, St. Kitts. 9 wickets in hand. Again, Ward comes forward and guides it down into the offside. They feel that slip, throws himself on it, smothers it. No chance of a run. White into his 6 overs. 6 over. Shots to the offside, a diving stop, no run. I told you the bat was cheaper. Here goes Ward. Trying to swing a full toss out of the ground. Manages only to get it to the man there at short mid wicket. Second wicket goes down. Ward caught after bowling of White for 13. Bad lucky 13.
Well, against the run of play, Ward, as I said, getting a full toss and not being able to put it away. And this is a good breakthrough here for Montserrat, getting the second wicket. And a bit of light at the end of the tunnel for them. How much light there is left to be seen. But this is the breakthrough they would have been hoping for. And they have gotten rid of Ward, who has not really made much of an impact on the scoring. And they're hoping to pick up more wickets at this stage also.
Well, now we've seen the appearance of DeAndre Joe. He didn't bowl at all. He was picked as a batsman. In fact, the column that speaks to bowling style has a dash for DeAndre Joe. So he's picked as an out-and-out batsman. We're batting in number 4 slot. We're in number 3 on his jersey. Another youngster, a teenager. Young in body, young in face, and young in age. So I think the message would have gone out to Michael Louis that he has to bat to the end.
Well, he, as an experienced player, he would be fully aware of that.
First off is a cut down to backward point, no run. Drives to the offside, a pleasant looking drive. Gets 1. They can settle for 2, they do. So Joe is off the mark. 2 runs, 60 for 2. changing bowling again. Coming here now, that's
Seems as though we have. Seems as though we're going to have another bowling change from the far end. Of course, Montserrat looking to pick up wickets. And is that Hayden Walsh Jr. coming into the attack? Looks like Hayden Walsh Jr. from the far end. So this could be an interesting stage of the game. Hayden Walsh Jr. of course seemed to have gone off the boil a bit in recent times. Opting to play for Montserrat this year in this year's tournament.
very interesting point. I was wondering if there were rules and regulations regarding who one plays for in this tournament.
I don't think so. Starts with a bad delivery, a full pitch swung into the onside. And we have had instances, I think last year you had a combined team which comprised players of Montserrat.
Yes. The captain here played for them.
Some other players probably from the Virgin Islands. The teams that were not able to participate in this year's tournament. So I think the idea is to get Leeward Islands cricket playing. Is not so much question of you being from Antigua or, I could tell you this much too. Swung away into the onside by Joe and he picks up a run. Atenes lived in Nevis for some time. He's from Antigua. He would have played for Antigua. And he would have played for Nevis also. And from time to time, we have had players moving around and playing for islands in which they're living. So I don't think it's any hard and fast rule. I don't think you'll have an exodus of players moving from one country to the other to play for that country either. Right? So. Yes, I know we're talking about Shane. Shane Julian. Interesting to know why he opted to play for Montserrat this year. But the key thing is that he's playing Leeward Islands cricket. And it seems as though we're going to have a drinks break, and we also can take time out to have a drinks break. Well, back here, we've had a water break, and play is about to resume. White will continue from the media center, and Michael Louis on strike. And 2 wickets down for St. Kitts. And Montserrat looking to make further inroads into this St. Kitts lineup. And Louis look good. He's defending well. Pushes this back up on the offside. Driven, it bounced from the extra cover fielder. That's Stevel Rodney. Interesting names coming out of Montserrat. I don't know if the names have Irish background. Of course, we know Montserrat is very Irish. They do celebrate St. Patrick's Day there. He picks up the line of that one outside the half stump and allows it through.
And they're playing in the Irish colours, green.
Yeah, most definitely. Louis reaches for that one, gets it into the offside and picks up a run. This time it's Drew who's pushing into the offside and he can't score. Loud shout of catch, but not coming up with anything. The over comes to an end, and at the end of that over, I think it's 64 for 2.
Well, from his reaction, he looked at it, that ball went straight to hand and down. Prompted a discussion. Same way Taylor kind of got out. Short ball from White, looking to step back and bang it, but they too much weight on the back foot. Pushes into the hands of the man there at short extra cover. But he flowed it. Walsh to continue.
So I, at long last, have gotten some information. I've found some information now. St. Martin all out for 116. Antigua and Barbuda in response 12 for 1 from 2.4 over. This one is peeling off the outer portion of the bat going down to third man. They pick up a single. In fact, it's a bye. So it didn't really touch anything.
That went through Louis and went through the keeper. And the man at slip wasn't able to stop it.
So Antigua in reply to 116 from 28.3 overs made by St. Martin. Antigua 12 for 1. Oh, he's looking to cut and missing. Taken behind by the keeper Joshua Grant. Anguilla, senior men 108 all out. Nevis 81 for 2. And as this match progresses, I'll try to get some figures, but it's
what we'll do effectively is to confirm victory for Antigua and victory for Nevis.
Slapped into the offside. No run. Now 65 for 2.
Well, they're taking their 1 day time. We're doing it the traditional way. Small score, no need to rush. They don't have any appointments to go to the beach or to any function at 4 o'clock, so They're taking their own their time. 66. Now the countdown starts. Trying the next 31 overs, they got to score 100 runs.
So the captain of the Nevis team, Carlon Tuckett, is batting his 32 from 31, and batting with him is Shelton Fabs. He's 4 from 10.
Over the same route as them drew, this time drew. And also he made 4. So the two teenagers must end up 4 runs each.
So I'll give you the scorecard. Goodness, I'm losing it here. So let's hope we'll get back to it. Anguilla senior men. Let me look at the scorecard for Anguilla. As
that would be a sorry sight. And now we're seeing Larry Dane going into bat here.
Yeah, so Anguilla getting a paltry score, but St. Kitts struggling a bit here now, 66 for 3. And Montserrat giving themselves a chance here. So for Anguilla, Yusuf Joseph 12 from 26. Kishan Richardson no score. Dion Burton 35. Jamal Hamilton 7. Dimitri Adams 7. Oliver Walker 3. Jadel Richardson 18. Masimba Bowen no score. Demetrius Adams 3. Mark Gokaran 1. Shamika Landeford 2. And for Nevis, Colin Archibald 1 for 18 from 5. Cadianto Willett, he had 1 for 24 from 5. Jane Carmichael 3 for 29 from 9. Najee Amri 3 for 17 from 10. And Teran Busu 1 for 3 from 0.5 of an over. And that's the Anguilla scorecard. And then
immediately Larry Dane is off the mark, clipping one into the onside, taking a single out to deep mid wicket. 99 to win from 30.2. It's now 67.3. 67 for 3, sorry.
So for Nevis, I get back to that in a while.
Yes, as a spinner is trying to york Michael Louis. Louis got a bit of it, got down heavily on it, and pushed it into the offside. Still a 6-3 field. Drives out to long off, or literally walks a single. There's Ward, Louis jogs. He goes on to 42. Larry O'Dane 1 from 1. And Louis will face the bowling.
So for Nevis batting so far, they are now on 85 for 2. Jamie Cornelius, he scored 20. Ross Powell 28. And those are the 2 batsmen out for Nevis. And then Carlon Tuckett, he's the captain, he's there on 32. And Shelton Fabs is there on 5. Shelton going a bit slow though. 5 runs from 17, but no real need for hurry for Nevis. And Oliver Walker, the lone wicket taker for Anguilla, 1 for 10 from 3. And there was a run out. Jamie Cornelius was run out for 20.
Asking, pleading. The Montserrat team has at one beat Michael Louis. Louis was unmoved, and umpire Joseph was unmoved. This time he takes away the bat, As that one spins away. Walsh, nice leg spinner, wrist spinner, leg spin. Can he Google him and go between the gate? Louis is playing it down into the onside. Searching for a single. Ward does not respond. Here is Walsh to Louis. He gets up and bangs him down the track. Walsh fields to his own bowling. Almost the end of his third over. He has none for 4. No need to panic. 99 to win from. Oh, and a misfield allowed the batsman to cross for a single. And allows Louis to farm the bowling. He'll face the next over.
Yeah, so quickly, St. Martin at the moment, Antigua and Barbuda 25 for 1. St. Martin, as we told you earlier, they scored 116 all out. And for St. Martin, Michael Lewis, he's made a duck. Devinan Singh 2. Tianik Anor 12. Akeem Charles 14. Michael Palmer 37. Nathan Edwards 5. Israel Morton 29. Emrinal Waradwa 8. Not out. The captain Daniel Durham no score. Amarius Harris no score. Damian Williams 1. And of course there were 8 extras. I'll get back to that in a while.
As wet will continue, and this is 9th over. Louis takes a single off the first ball. Give the straight over to Larry Dane, who is on 1 from 1. Larry Dane has not seen much of the bowling. Louis is dominating and taking a single off of the last ball or 5th ball. He has done it some twice. Earlier it was done to him by Tilokanai. Here is White. Driven through the offside. They can get 1. They can get at least 2. They're hustling back and they should get there easily. Louis getting a little.
See Louis taking his cap. Just quickly, Xavier Spencer 1 for 10 from 4. Ishmael Peters, he did not pick up a wicket. Karima Gould 2 for 18 from 6.3. Elroy Francis Jr. 2 for 13 from 5. Micah McKenzie 1 for 46 from 4. That's very expensive for the young spinner, going at a rate of 11.50.
Larry Dane unable to penetrate the outside field after giving a full toss. White has been picking up some wickets with these kind of innocuous deliveries. A short one. 2 short ones got the 2 youngsters out, and he picked up Terence Ward with a long up. But these 2 having none of it. 72 for 3. 94 for victory. 29.2 overs remaining. After this over, it will be 29 overs. Ward defense. Edge going out here.
There was definitely some movement away, but umpire Tuckett, who is in a good position to see, obviously felt that one had gone past the edge and had not touched the bat of Larry O'Dane. So
I think it touched something, probably his hip.
Well, it's quite possible, but
Tuckett is in a better position than I am.
Yeah, there certainly was some, but did you saw movement away from that one? But just to complete the bowling for Antigua against the St. Martin, Raheem Parnell had 4 overs for 6 runs and he picked up 3 wickets. And Antigua at the moment they are in reply. They are 25 for 1. And Kadim Henry, he made a duck. Of course, he would have played for Leeward Islands earlier this year. Tyrone Williams Jr., he's not out on 13, and Kerry Mago is not out on 8. So those are the scores there over at St. Paul's.
A misfield allows Michael with 2 more runs to take him up to 46. One more boundary away from a half century. He takes a single and set down to wide long off, asking for a second one, but Larry O'Dane says no. He's now 47. They'll score on 75. 91 for victory. A ton of overs remaining. 27.3 overs remaining.
The other 2 matches, they have been rather low scoring, so teams batting second a lot easier for, the target a lot easier for those teams batting second. Here, we have a bit of a match on our hand.
Well, it's promising to be a match on our hands so far, because Montserrat will certainly need some more wickets before it starts to look threatening.
Well, they have picked up 3 already.
A late dab down to KB. No one.
Of course, Sankey still has some good batting to come. The hard hitting Cameron or Kenneth Pennyfeather. He gives it a good wallop. Rather hopeful that time though.
Walsh down on his knees, begging to get a wicket in this is 4th over. He has none for 8 so far from 4 overs.
Well, in his debut match for Montserrat, he's yet to take a wicket. But certainly, with 3 wickets down, no Montserrat giving themselves a chance. And right now, Mikhail Louis key to the St. Kitts fortune at the moment. Larry O'Dane is struggling a bit at the moment. He's been beaten a few times by these spin bowlers. But he's an experienced player, so he is one who can stay out there and fight it out. But Montserrat still looking for more wickets.
And especially this wicket of Mikhail Louis.
But he's showing his class. He's looking better and better, and he's playing with a straight bat. He's timing it well. I mean, we have seen some, as one person describes, some delicious shots from him through the offside. You call them push drives.
And there's a diving effort from that fielder to save what could have been some extra runs. This time he's not able to cut it off, but there's a man out there at long off. KB is out there, so only 1-1. Mikhail goes to 48, 2 short of a half century.
He's been in the 40s for quite some time. So while now I heard you say he just needed a boundary to get there.
But he's chosen to go for singles. Larry then. Shot slapped early, but going down towards the boundary. The fielder will cut it off midway there. They'll get 2.
Would have liked to see we playing that one. It seems as though fielder might have gotten a hand to that one and taken off some of the pace, but it happened so quickly.
the area that we are picking up his wickets. He has taken all 3 to fall so far, 2 in that area, and 1 deep mid wicket, all caught. Asking if the ball being beaten, or in again.
Getting some slight movement there. Ball just turning slightly away from the bat. It's certainly turned out to be a wonderful afternoon.
Yeah,
Rather pristine.
After those Greco's left this morning, it was all clear skies.
Yes, really.
A little bit of cumulonimbus and nimbus clouds, but nothing to threaten this game. 78 for 3, 88 needed for victory, 26 overs left.
And I think that might be the end of
It is.
White. So 10 overs, 1 maiden, 28 runs, and he has picked up 3 wickets, being congratulated by his teammate for a good performance. So his spell comes to an end, and we'll just wait to see what the Montserrat team has to serve up next. From the
Watch will continue with his 5th over. He has none for 8, keeping it tight. Michael Louis, who has dispensed with his helmet to face. Going through him, that is the googly. Going through him, going through the keeper, and they are turned for a second, but not necessary as the ball eludes the fielders to go into the boundary for 4 byes.
That's a wonderful delivery, the googly, as you rightly said. And it beat Louis Orleans up. And Walsh has been bowled in. He has shown good control in this spell so far.
Louis lucky to have gotten away with that one. Covers up this time. Lucky to have gotten away because that one went between bat and pad, past the stumps and past the wicketkeeper. Bounced over the stumps. This time he's solid in defense. Bringing out the bando. Full 5.5 inches. Walsh misses his one. It's now 82. To win 84. Overs 25.3. Driven down the ground out to long off. 1-1. Jog walk by the batsman. Ode interface. Ode is on 5. Louis on 49. He's doing it in singles.
Actually, score is 83. It was 82 a while ago. It was the other way around. They're now gone to 83.
83 means 83 to win.
So just about halfway there in terms of runs.
Drives down to mid-on, gets a single. Lavidane moves to 6.
Interestingly, to all, they're halfway there in terms of overs. So the match, they're well and truly halfway on.
Only half the wickets have not fallen.
Well, that's the only thing working against Montserrat at this time. But certainly in favour of the St. Kitts team. We see Louis has called for his helmet. There's going to be a bowling change from this end, necessitated by the fact that White had completed his spell. He has had a good match so far. He has picked up a couple of wickets and he has bowled his 10 overs quite economically and he scored a half century. So for Montserrat, it's a good match for him so far. Let's see who's coming on.
Yeah, we haven't picked up the bowler yet. I thought it was
Captain.
Thought it was KB, but Captain coming back with his medium pace. I wouldn't disrespect him by saying Marby pace, but he's a medium pacer, and as you said, the rules dictate that Louis has to put on his helmet. Larry Dane has his dreadlocks flowing behind him, his shoulders, as he takes guard.
Seem to like this dreadlocks thing. I don't get the impression that Larry has dreadlocks. I thought they were just flats.
Dread Platts then. Okay.
Dread flats.
He's on 6, usually a slow starter. But as I say, he has the capability and ability to stay long at the wicket, which is what is required of him. With Louis going in great form, his task is to make sure he gets a single and turn it over to Louis. He's asking for it, Louis, but it's not there yet.
I think Larry would be more comfortable against this medium pacer too. Captain was come back for Montserrat. Burns, Colonel Burns.
Yes, he had 2 overs from the southern end. Now he's trying his thing from the northern end. And there's a single. That's all he needs to do. And I think that message would have been circulated in the dressing room even before he came to the crease. One of the batsmen, either Louis or Ward, had to bat deep and the rest act as support batsmen. He's doing that so far. He's on 7. One more for Louis half century, and I'm sure he'll be urged to get 50 out of the 81 remaining to complete a century. Thinking long ahead, thinking big, but at the moment, here is Burns. He dabs it down to third man for his half century. The applause comes in now.
Yes, well played there by Mikhail. And a well-deserved half century. Solid. He has played some good shots. He has timed the ball well. And he has shown good defense. Had 1 or 2 little anxious moments, but for most parts he has been very solid.
Here's like again, turning that one down the corner, down pass, deep backward square, he gets 1, gets 2, easily.
Type of bowling that would suit Larry O'Daney. As you rightly said, he's a slow starter. And he's the type of batsman who like to work the ball around and use the pace of the bowlers. And you have seen since the medium pacer has come on, he has been nurdling it around and picking up a couple runs so far in this over. In fact, he just picked up 2 runs.
Again, he drives this one, taking the outer portion of the bat quickly down to third man. Only time for a single. That's on the 5th ball of his 3rd over from Cheryl Burns. He's none for 12. No maidens, no wickets. He's a captain trying to dislodge this partnership. He knows that this partnership is crucial to the game. If they get deep down to the score, it will be all over. An expansive drive by Mikhail Louis outside off stump. That one coming on the inside edge and going straight to the keeper. 89 for 3, 24 overs, all of 24 overs to get 77 runs.
Tegan Barbudo chasing 116.48 for 1 from 8.5 overs. Williams on 30.
They're going out for 4 o'clock. But here at Warner Park, St. Kitts Nevis is doing it the traditional way. Grinding it to the very end. Laws of attrition. Walsh. Edge. Pad. Dropping short of first slip. No one. No wicket. No harm.
Nevis has already won their match. They got to 111 for 2, so they didn't lose any for the wicket. And they were, of course, chasing a target of 108. All outscored by...
And Larry O'Gadane goes thumped. As a rush of blood came to head, he went down the wicket, made an almighty swipe, missed, and now he will be missed from the wicket as he trudged back to the pavilion.
Good blow struck there by Walsh for his newly adopted team, Montserrat. And 4th wicket going down for St. Kitts. And Pennyfeather goes in. He's a hard hitter. He bats well. But certainly Montserrat giving themselves a chance. There's still a long way to go in this match, and St. Kitts has to be careful here. And the key here for Montserrat is to keep taking wickets. Lots of runs left to be made still. So you cannot write off Montserrat at this point, especially with St. Kitts losing these wickets.
I thought you said there were a lot of batting to come.
Well, lots of batting to come, but they're losing wickets. And Penny Feather is there. Well, the players I would have mentioned, Larry Dane, he has gone. I would have mentioned Penny Feather, he's there now. We know Jeremiah Louis can bat. Keon Harding is a capable batsman also. Right? But the onus is on them to really show that they can bat.
They're asking. That one came off the body. Was getting some bounce and some turn.
They would not say anything, but he's bowling well. He has found his length. He has quickly gotten into a groove and he's troubling the batsman.
And this time, come on, Penny Feather. Goes for a duck. 5 down, 89 on the board.
Well,
Montserrat Cockahoo celebrating.
I don't want to say I told you so. I told you this match was not over. We are still playing cricket. And Penny Feather going for a duck, just facing 2 deliveries. And he's on his way back to the pavilion. And while certainly bowling up a storm here at Warner Park. And of course, Louis is still there, critical part of this
He's coming
batting
now.
lineup. But the reliable Jeremiah Louis goes out to partner his brother. And this needs a rescue operation by the Louis brothers here for St. Kitts, because they're very much up against it at this point. And Montserrat, they can sense that they're in for something, that they are in with a very good chance.
I wonder what they will be telling Jeremiah Louis at this time. But
Well,
certainly some sporting conversations going on there. I wouldn't want to call it sledging.
Jeremiah Louis is more experienced than some of these guys who would be whispering in his ears, Rodney. So he knows what is required at this time. Young Walsh is with his tail up.
Into his 6th over. 2 for 10 now.
Certainly has been bowling well. And the switch to Montserrat seemed to have done him a world of good. So perhaps looking to make a comeback in Leeward Islands cricket. It was dropped earlier this year.
A drive should also by Jeremiah Louis, his first shot. Attacking one, but no run. The fielder tumbled and stopped it and got some help from the extra cover fielder. The Louis brothers did a temple single. Better to be safe than sorry. Cuts down. End of the over. Hayden Walsh figures read 6 overs, no maidens, 2 for 10.
Yeah, and he finished
Just
that
pick up.
over with a googly. One which came back at Jeremiah Louis and sort of tucked him up a bit, but in the end he kept it out. So, can hear the chitter-chattering going on out there with the Montserrat players now, perhaps sensing that they're in with a very good chance, and that 165 runs looking a lot bigger than it seemed earlier on. The wicket of Michael Louis now could really set the cat among the pigeons.
I think that's the one they want. Especially after half down, you get Louis out now. They'll fancy themselves in the driver's seat. But I think he has game awareness. He needs 11 more. 11 more to get to the 100 and then start looking for the 66. What an enticing Yorker from Bonds. Louis keeps it out.
So one game already completed to the Nevis beating Anguilla. And we have that match going down in St. Paul's with Antigua. Just chasing 116.
Burns almost did a check with a full toss. Louis clipped it on the onside. It fell well short of Young.
Yes, the full toss, as you said, almost doing the trick there. And as we used to say when we were playing local cricket, the pitch today seems to be taking full toss.
Will it work so far? As Ward banged one in the hands of the man there, short wicket, and he's in the shed now.
Yeah, that's right.
And Louis almost went just now.
Antigua and Barbuda 52 for 1 at St. Paul's. So they need another 65 runs from 182 deliveries.
Quick single by the Louis brothers. Jeremiah Louis off the mark.
Well, they have played a lot together in the backyard and even in the local league, so they know each other's game quite well. And he just played it gently into the offside, and they were off immediately for a well-judged single.
Well, he only has 3 in the offside and 6 in the on, so they're judging that. Slapped into the boundary. Will he get there? Yes, he gets there now.
It's been interesting to have a look at that. It seemed to be flashing and it peeled off a thick outside edge, but safe nevertheless all along the ground and down to the boundary for 4. So these are runs that would hurt the Montserrat team. For every run scored, gets the St. Kitts team closer to the target.
As I say, you only had 3 men in the offside, so they're trying to make the adjustments now to see if they can get that in the exact position they want. In the offside, sorry. A drive back to Burns, who stops it partially. Oh, I'm missing the long off. It's 4 men here.
5 men. There's a short third man.
Oh yes,
extra
and
cover sweeping.
Cover sweeper, yeah.
Mid off, and there's a long off.
Okay, let me correct myself. Three in the inner wing.
But it's difficult. I understand that, the way we are placed here, sometimes it's difficult to pick up fieldsmen. And one has to get up out of their chair to look around to ensure, of course, with the media center very close to the field of play, it becomes very difficult to pick up players sometimes, depending on where they're located, especially if they're just below us on the boundary edge. So, but certainly there were 5 fieldsmen on the offside, but 95 for 5. The Louis brothers there, and this game certainly is very much in the balance at the moment.
Well, I think the key now is the rest overs being bowled by Walsh. He looks like the most effective bowler that we've seen so far. Troubling the batsmen, biting edges, beating them with the googly. They're not reading him. And so it depends on what happens in his next 4 overs. He has 4 more to go.
This one spins away outside the off stump. And it's taken by the keeper, Joshua Grant. But to experienced players out there, the Jeremiah Louis, the more experienced of the 2 batsmen out there, has been around much longer than his brother. Turned into the onside for a single. And Jeremiah Louis, of course, over the years has played some very useful innings for the Leeward Islands. And he has gotten a number of half centuries, so he's no mug with the bat.
Well, you need to play a very useful one here, as Walsh has his tail up, his arms out, and his eyes wide.
Oh, this one is steered down towards third man. It could run close to the boundary there. Taking the second run, And they stop running now.
Yeah, the man grabbed it in.
It's been retrieved, and 2 runs to Louis. And to Mikhail. I think I shall revert to Mikhail and Jeremiah. Louis Brothers, of course. He's coming forward.
Off the face of the bat, no edge this time.
I'm not too sure, that seemed to have taken a tick outside edge. But he dropped well short of the man at slip. So Walsh certainly is in the middle of a very good spell here. Oh, and this one is mistimed as it goes out to short mid-wicket. So he certainly has been of some concern for the St. Kitts batters. In fact, he would have picked up 2 wickets, and that's evidence that he has been posing problems for the St. Kitts batters. Louis defending. And the thing about it is that the asking rate for St. Kitts is not demanding. And they could actually milk Walsh, There's no need for them to go after Walsh, for example. He's bowling well. And,
I haven't seen the batsmen going after anybody. They just thought it's a bad shot. And then Cameron Pettiford really got a good ball. Bounce and turn. And
point I'm trying to make, Ali, is that there's no need.
But that's your plan.
There's no need for any hurry by the St. Kitts batsmen. I mean, as you rightly said, that there's, you haven't seen anyone. So there's no, in other words, there's no real pressure in terms of the asking rate from St. Kitts. And that's the key thing. So, they could play Walsh in particular, each ball on its merit, as there's no urgency to do anything rash. This one played into the offside by Jeremiah Louis. Burns, the captain, continuing, of course.
Into his 5th over. None for 18.
And I'll be wondering how many people are aware that matches are going on in St. Kitts. I know it has been advertised on Facebook. Over the last couple of weeks, we have been unable to hold our sports program. St. Kitts team inching closer and closer to
99. Small targets.
100 mark. Tiga, in the meantime, they would have lost another wicket. That of Kareem Go. Single down to Long on this time, and this time to Mikhail. Tyrone Williams Jr., he's there on 39. He's a good batsman. Did very well in the Leeward Islands tournament last year. The son of Pacer Williams, who would have represented Antigua some years ago, belligerent all-rounder, medium pacer, medium pacer, hard-hitting batsman. Nicely played, just a single though. Square of the wicket, cover comes off the boundary. Still some chirping going on out there by the Montserrat team. There's still some belief. They have taken 5 wickets. And they're no doubt thinking that there's still a chance. Slapped up to extra cover, but can't beat the fieldsman and no run. 100 in the meanwhile has come up. 100 coming up off 29.5 overs. And we have had some 30 overs completed now. Antigua in the meanwhile 68 for 2. Nevis 111.
Already heading to the beach.
Having won that game.
Soak and swim and bask in another victory, the Nevis team. Meanwhile, Hayden Walsh Jr. is setting up for his 8th over.
The main spinners have bowled all their overs and the trot today. And as expected, the Montserrat, of course, looking to bowl sink it out if they are going to win this match. My goodness, the young man is pitching well, and he's causing some problems for the batsmen. He's beating them, and he's bowling at a very quick pace at the moment too.
You didn't pick up the response from Jeremiah Louis.
This is a nice shot played into the offside. He's getting runs. Could run very close to the boundary, but it's a very thick out field, and they're back for the third. Well run there by these two.
Jeremiah Louis pointed to the stands when that ball beat him, meaning that he should have cracked it over the stands. But because he's in a mode of guiding the team, he probably just looked up at it and the ball beat him.
Yeah, he needs to temper his approach at the moment. Turned into the onside now for another run.
And already they're ahead of the run rate. They need 3 runs and over. They got 4 so far.
Well, the run rate was never an issue. They started requiring just over 3 runs for over. And as I said, they are already ahead of the required run rate. Current run rate 3.44, required 3.13. This time it's outside off and allowed through to the keeper. But I like the spirit of the Montserrat team, though. They have not given up. They made 165 and they have been fighting.
And we'll see them again tomorrow?
Yes, they come here tomorrow.
To play against Anguilla?
Against Anguilla. Anguilla, who did not do too well today against Nevis. And they'll be hoping to do a lot better tomorrow.
Well, I'm sure that's what they're doing now. Planning revenge, but not against Nevis.
Of course, each team plays each other on a round robin basis, and then I think the 2 top teams. Is it round robin? I should have to revisit that. I think it's just.
It's not round robin.
It's not round robin.
It's a mini tournament. They won't have a chance to play each other.
No, they won't. And
6 teams means there's 15. There should be 15 matches, and this is not 15 matches.
No, it's definitely not.
So it's a mini tournament, they're calling it. A matter of getting some cricket in rather than no cricket in, as they're due to play in their first Super Over match on the 19th of November.
And they're forced.
They're forced based on the calendar as well as funds we are hearing. The lack of funds and the shortage of time, just to play a mini tournament where you'll play 3 one-day matches and 2 two-day games.
The thing about it is that there's just one West there, and that's in between the one-day matches and the 3-day matches, so there's a quick turnaround, as this one is slashed up to cover by Mikhail for a single. And of course, they play tomorrow, they play Monday, there's a rest day on Tuesday, and then they come back Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday. No rest day in between that. So mini tournament, as you rightly said earlier on, the West Indies tournament, which is going to be played in Trinidad and Tobago, kicks off on the 19th of November.
With leewards and windwards.
Yeah, and that in itself is a shortened tournament, truncated tournament. There's no combined colleges and campuses. They have been left out of the tournament alongside the West Indies Academy. And it's a question of the 2 top teams at the end of a round-robin tournament. That tournament is a round-robin tournament. And at the end of that particular tournament, the 2 top teams in that tournament will play a final. So it's a reduced tournament, and it's bowled. My word, that one snuck under the bat of Jeremiah Louis, struck the off stump, and he's on his way. So Saint gets in further trouble and really struggling here at 106 for 6. And I told you that there's a bit of light at the tunnel for Montserrat, and they are seeing more and more light now.
But I wonder if it's a train or a candle.
So Wicket going down there. 4 wickets. And new batsman goes out. It's Ewett Richards, who is quite a capable batsman. Youth player though. Aggressive player by nature. And he comes in at number 8. A bit low for the young man, but nevertheless, this is a time to show his mettle. But he has been exposed to some cricket in recent times. He has been played the Under-19 tournament earlier this year. He went to Trinidad and Tobago for the Under-17 tournament. They do play a lot of cricket down in St. Paul's, where he's from. So the young man has been playing cricket, but the captain, Burns, getting a crucial wicket for his team and giving his team very much of a chance now.
Well, some 60 runs away with 18.4 overs left.
Well, I told you that
overs, 4 balls.
There's still quite some runs to get wickets. This one is down the onside wide. And
I think that's the first wide ball.
no, I think Williams would have started. His first delivery was a wide, and KB would have bowled a few wides also. That's the first wide for Burns, perhaps.
Yeah.
The captain. Oh, he misses this one outside the off stump. And do you think at this stage Louis needs to try and up the tempo a bit, go after the bowling?
Still not necessary. When they follow the next wicket, he needs to go.
Yes, of course.
He can continue to milk, in my opinion, at this stage. He's still 6 down.
Have to be careful here, though. Driven to a mid-off, no run. I think his team would have to be careful here, though. They cannot just allow the Montserrat team to bowl to them, and not rotate the strike. I'm not saying that they should be trying anything extravagant, but they need to put pressure back on the Montserrat team. Because what is happening here is that they're allowing the Montserrat team to just bowl to them outside the half stump. They need to put the pressure back on, and even just to try to pick up a single from practically every delivery, rotate the strike on a regular basis, and keep the pressure on the Sengis teams. They're making it easy for the Montserrat team by allowing them to just bowl to a set field and not looking to break up the field. So, defended there by Richards. So perhaps the Sengis team at this stage needs to impose themselves a bit more on the Montserrat bowling.
Well, I think the outcome of this game is dependent on the presence or absence of Michael Louis at this stage.
Thing is, he's losing partners from the other end. You're seeing wickets coming and going quite regularly.
And he has 2 more overs of Walsh to negotiate. And Walsh has given him trouble himself. So he can ill afford to expose the other end to these guys, but he also needs to score.
Most definitely, and this is what I'm saying. You need to rotate the strike because the wickets are going down and the runs are not coming as regularly as they would have hoped. No pressure, of course, on the required run rate. Single down to long off was coming from off the boundary.
How much we can do? Oh, I didn't realize I'm in the park. Tell me call it back as soon as I finish here.
takes him on the pad. The peel goes up there through for a quick single and seems to have made it home. So the run taken, chance of a run out, but in the end Richards made it through for a leg by, but a very strong appeal there by the Montserrat players.
This situation will bring out a man in Mikhail Louis, where they cause him to do something.
Easy driving down to Whiteish long on, playing a bit across the line.
And an expansive drive.
Of that one. Field comes in for the right-handed Richards. It's a slip in place. Oh, he's getting that one off a thick outside edge going into the cover region. So
I think they want to see off Walsh.
Of course, the Montserrat team sensing something. These are some crucial.
There's one more over after this.
Deliveries left in the spell. One more over, as you said. Oh. That was well played though by the youngster. He deliberately played inside the line of that one. Picked up the line and deliberately played inside the line, and through it went to the keeper. And Antigua and Barbuda, they are now 72 for 2, so they seem to be cruising there against St. Martin. Tyrone Williams Jr., he's on 42. So they seem to be doing quite well, the Antigua, in pursuit of 116, 82 for 2. In fact, Tyrone Williams Jr. has gone on to 50, so the score is 82 for 2. Antigua and Barbuda. But what a break, and we'll take a break also. Well, we're back with the action after the water break. The match intriguingly poised at the moment, 165 all out, Montserrat. I think it's struggling a bit. They're on 110 for 6. And Mikhail Louis on 62. Al, it's a good time to pull out the wallet. Who is your money on at this point?
Well, it was having one more over, and he seems to be the most threatening.
Well,
We'll pick up who's bowling here now.
Ali
Another
sitting,
left. I'm sitting on the fence right now.
Ali sitting on the fence, yes. So new bowler. Doesn't start too well.
I earlier said the presence of Mikhail Louis will determine this game, so I'll probably wait to see what will happen. But so far, I think it's in the
So it's Jamal Williams, the new bowler. As Louis picks up a single. And Ali, it's been a long day so far, but you've been doing a very good job. Showing good stamina. I guess all that fish you've been eating.
it's better up here than down there.
Badly lined and swept away by Richards. He's getting runs, they're getting 2. And of course, thanks to a very sluggish outfield, restricted to 2, that could have easily run away for 4 on a quicker Warner Park outfield. So Williams.
Certainly I can't really win 4.
And this one he edges down to third man and picks up a single. So perhaps we might have been underestimating the 165 by Montserrat.
Yes, you have to put in a factor for the thick outfield.
The outfield, So, the value of that might be a lot more than we would have thought. But certainly they are fighting. They're not going down without a fight. And they've made Louis, they've made the batsman for singles, they've made them fight for their runs. Runs have not come easily. Played gently down to long on for a single.
We've gotten 5 runs in that over so far. As Richards covers up.
So the over comes to an end. And
they need 50 more for victory in some 16 overs. That's 96 balls. (96 balls, 50 runs. I'm still in favor of the batsman, but as I said, I think the responsibility will be on Mikhail Louis to see it to the end, or to almost the end before getting out. It looks like he's in mood for a big one. He has 64. He can get 36 of those. I don't think it's time for that though, to be trying to manipulate ones to get an individual landmark. The main thing is to get the team into the victory circle. Walsh in his last over, beaten outside the house stump with a leg break.
crucial 5 deliveries left here, Al.
Well, I think you'd want to see off Hayden Walsh Jr. for sure. Slaps into the outside, looking to get a single, or looking for 2. Yes, he's looking for 2, and he got it easily too as the ball goes close to the boundary. The fielder comes around. Looks like Young. He saw him bat last, and he's not bowling. So 2 runs to Mikhail Louis. He goes up to 64. The score 116. The target comes down to 48. Chart tucked down to the mid-on area and he settles for 1. Three more balls for Hayden Walsh Jr. And then we'll have to see somebody else.
It's a good debut for Hayden Walsh Jr. though, playing for Montserrat this year in this year's tournament.
And that beats everybody and it will go into the boundary. That's why I say it favors the batsman because...
I think it took the edge, but we'll wait.
Let's
yes,
see.
it did. And you could see Walsh not too happy with the end result there.
Intelligent edge. 4 runs, 4 lucky ones for Ivet Richards.
Well, if you want to call it that, but the runs nevertheless.
Yep. It will not show on the scoreboard. There's no slot.
When you look at the scorecard next week, you're not going to see lucky.
Not even next week. At the moment, the scoreboard doesn't show 4 lucky ones. It shows 4 runs, 123, 7.
That's right.
And the target goes down to 43. 2 more balls for Walsh. A short one, he kicks it away after blocking it.
This is a good experience though for the youngster. He has stepped up a level. He's playing for the senior team.
But at this stage, with the edge and the 4 singles, 4 runs on before, he doesn't have to do anything rash. Just play the ball on his merit, and they're good. And he drives and drives well. Oh, a glorious shot. He gets 2 runs.
Outfield again. That shot was out 4 Al.
That's what I thought.
Time well enough for 4, but the outfield robbed Richards of 2 runs, but a good shot. And I was saying, as I was saying, Al, this is a good experience for the youngster because he has been put in a situation where he has to really apply himself and fight to get his team home. It's not like he walked out there and has walked out into an easy and straightforward situation. So it's a good experience for the youngster, and he could only get better from this. And if he could stay there with Louis and see his team home, then it's a plus for the young man.
And he's not afraid to play his shots because that one was a really good shot. Even given the fact that he just got an edge and already gotten 8 runs from the over.
So I'm trying to get an update from St. Paul's Al, but somehow it seems as though
St. Paul should be on the bus by now. Single to Michael Louis, 126 now for 6. He goes up to 68, 41 to get.
It's been showing, the update I've been getting is 82 for the longest while. So somehow communication should have been, seems as though the communication were a bit lost in between there. Pretty certain they have gone beyond 82 by now, St. Paul's, and as you rightly said, perhaps on the bus by now.
Thinking about ice bath. They play tomorrow too. Here is Jamal Williams putting in a tight spell. He has 1.3 for 7 runs so far. 3 dot balls. Sorry, I think it's 3 dot balls. He cuts and cuts in the air. I Richards goes. Now we should begin to panic. 7 wickets down. 126 for 7. Harding, Skeet and Sheena Berridge left. I suspect Harding will come out now. In fact, no, it's Clayton Skeet. Batting in the number 9 position, Clayton Skate.
Because I was getting school, but I don't know, see, because the game is gone or whatever.
So Williams has picked up his first wicket
It's just that, yeah, that's right.
after creating some pressure.
I'll keep them boys because they will.
1.4 overs, 7 runs, 1 wicket.
Yeah, I think I will start. Okay, cool. Yes, Al. Think it's really up against it at this point, but Louis still there and losing another wicket. And now 126 for 7, and now I could go as far as to say that advantage Montserrat at this point. And told you that 165 runs, you know, was not exactly over that. It was not that easy to get. But
Ken Hardy was a better batsman than these.
yeah, Skeet is the new batsman out there now, and as you said, you know, I would have thought it might have been Harding, but it's Skeet. But I've seen Skeet in the cool and smooth tournament for the Molyneux
Blue
Runners, taking his team home, playing some good, useful knocks. So he's not a mug with the bat by any means.
Good over by Jamal Williams. Picked up the wicket. And finally, it looks like this guy will get a ball. He batted in the number 11 position. From his one, it looks like a spinner. I think it's Nehemiah Young.
Trying to get an update on that match in St. Paul's Hall. I'm pretty certain that match might be over by now, but it seems as
You
though
get the number for the busman who's taking them to the hotel.
just the lines of communication seems to be down, or it could be a case of the match is over, so there's nothing further, but I suspect Antigua was in a very good position at that point.
Oh, this one is gone, downtown. As Young starts with an innocuous delivery, short and big to be hit. And Michael Louis smashed it over the boundary down to Lozak Road.
Well, not wasting any time. It was short, it was innocuous, it was further in the bowler's half as opposed to the batsman half, and Louis just smashed it out of the ground for a massive 6.
A leg spinner. Punched into the outside, no one this time. Not being able to pick up his line from the start. You know, we have problems, usually have problems in such a good spell. Here's his replacement now. Pulled again, not a man move. 4 runs. 10 runs in the over so far, 3 balls bowled. Score rushing up now to 136, it is for 7. Louis on to 78. He needs 22 out of the 30 that's left. But Young not pitching at all, giving Louis time and space to rock back on his back foot and power him over and beyond the boundaries.
So what? Sweden. Yeah. She might change. Okay.
Here is Young to Louis.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, because I think it was 117.
Guide it down to the top and there we get on. And that's all there'll be. So Louis has taken 11 runs from the over so far and has turned over the action to Skeet. 2 more balls left in this over. Skeet to face. 147 for 7. 29 to win. 13.2 overs remaining.
I've just had an update from St. Paul's. The match is not over yet. The team is not on the bus. Another 8 runs required. Antigua and Barbuda 109 for 3. So still some waiting to do to get on that bus.
So this is a longer way to go. Some 29 runs to get for victory. Push back down the track is Skeet.
I think this over so far, though, has been a very critical over for both teams. Some massive 6 and a boundary coming in this over. And narrowing the target also, this over certainly has made a difference so far.
Well, tactical from a Sankey's standpoint, because they knew too that Hayden Walsh Jr. would be finished. The Randy White was finished quite a long time ago, and those were the 2 most effective bowlers so far. So now they have to depend on Williams and Young to see them through. Young had problems picking up his line and was punished, and Williams will continue. He was successful. He was tight in the last over, but now he's on the ball to Louis, who seems to be in good nick. 79 not out.
79 not out. Still a fairly close match on hand. And
William goes around the wicket. Short mid wicket doing the fielding. Defending. No need to rush. Then wait and depend on a wide ball or for a long hop as in the next over from Young. But Williams has suddenly picked up a line of length, a tight line of length. Asking for a single. They will get it too, as there's a bit of confusion in the field.
Good call, though. Good call by Skeet. He saw an opportunity for a single, and he called Mikhail Louis through. And Louis responded well in the end. Ball was angled into the offside, just to the left of the backward point fielder.
Over the wicket. Button pad, another single. $139 for 7. Countdown is on. Well and truly all. 27 for victory. Louis on 80. Straight back past him. At least you'll get 1-1. And there's the 3 that they needed for the over. Anything else is bonus. The last ball of the 3rd over for Jamal Williams. Skeet to face. Almost pushed it back to the hands of Williams.
So it's been a good match, though. Although not fast paced, it has not been one of those one-sided matches, Al. And both teams have given themselves opportunity. What I've noticed too is that the Montserrat team, they have been persisting with the slip throughout, and they realize that there's a need to pick up wickets.
Well, 3 more, 1 from out there, and they have 2 in the shed. In Keon Harding and Sheena Berridge.
Well, Keon Harding, I would have thought had some batting abilities. I don't know if he's injured. Sheena Berridge, well, I don't think I'll bet on him if it comes down to Sheena Berridge. I do apologize, Sheena, but unless your batting has improved tremendously over the last couple.
Well, they've done it with Young. No chance for a second over. They've gone back to this look like Williams.
But I think that was a bad move to bring Young in at that point.
Slapped into the offside. They get one. Out to wide, long off.
The thing is, perhaps the Montserrat captain, they figured that the spin bowler Walsh was doing a good job, so let's go for another spin bowler. But he's not of the same quality as Hayden Walsh Jr.
Yes, they were definitely trying to replicate the leg spin.
Right, and it's best to bring back one of your main bowlers once they have overs left in the tank and try and force a wicket. Keep your foot on the jugular. And that was a critical over. I think that over went for about 11 or 12 runs.
11 runs, yes.
11 runs to be exact.
6-4 single.
Yeah, so that certainly made a difference. A very critical over in the scheme of things here.
Back on across his skate. Blocking it, keeping it out. Keeping the total at 141 for 7. The target still 25 more runs. Overs remaining 11.4. 2 more in this, and then 66 balls to go to get 25 runs. 3 wickets in the shed. This pair out here, and Sheena Berridge and Kieran Harding waiting just in case. Down the leg side of the pad of Clayton Skeet. Leg by. That counts. 142 for 7.
See, a couple more spectators would have come in.
It's late Saturday afternoon, yes.
In the afternoon's play.
Caught straight to the man at backward point. $142 for 7. 24 runs to get.
Still a fair amount of runs to get.
And a fair amount of balls to go. Wide outside, and he has no reason to be trolling that one. It was almost past the tram lines.
It was, but the thing is, the batsman moved across Louis. He followed it, and as they would tell you, that tram line moves when the batsman moves across.
Oh, okay then. Ended over by Damon Williams. That's his 5th. He bowled 4 earlier, sorry. He's now 5 overs, 18 runs, no wickets.
So Skeet doing a good supporting job at the moment, and lending good support to Louis, who is well entrenched at the moment and looking to take his team home.
Well, the scoreboard will tell him the story. That he has 82 runs. There's 24 more for victory. And only 3 more wickets in the shed. And 1 is with him at the moment. That's Skeet. Down the leg side and wide called by Carl Tuckett. 1 more to the total, 1 less to the target. Target comes on. A punch into the offside. A single, yes. wicket goes on to 2. Score on to 144. The target gone down to 22. Louis needs 18 for 100. But I'm sure he wouldn't be thinking about that. He'll be thinking about 166.
Yeah, certainly. That's the thought that would be tantamount in Louis' mind at the moment. Seeing his team home, of course.
Yeah, trying something here, trying to get him to clip one into the outside. He pulls and he pulls hard. This one goes into the football field area. 6-1.
Magnificent shot indeed by Louis. And going all the way and bringing up the 154 sink it. So just another 16 runs needed.
Well, they put 2 men for a driving shot, but they need to put the 2 men beyond the boundary for that shot. Here comes Williams again. Drives again. Over the infield. 1 bounce into the boundary.
No,
it
6
goes
of
all the
them.
way.
Went all the way. His favorite shot.
Inside out. I guess he's thinking that with selfish and team at the same time. Because if he gets another 6 runs, he'll go to his country, and no doubt Sengets will be able to pull off this victory.
Well, it's just another 9 runs now.
10 for victory.
10 runs.
For victory, yes.
So odds very much would sink it's at this point.
That one goes stream, get a little bit of turn, but he was playing the straight line. Drives through a gap. He'll be able to farm the bowling. Goes up to 95, and the target comes down to 9 now. It's 157, I think, no, 157 for 7. End of the over. And the signal comes at the last 10 overs. So it's 60 balls left in order to get 9 runs. And out of those 9, Michael Louis needs 5 to get 100. And if he gets there, it will be the easiest task in the world to adjudge a man of the match. Williams. He bangs it into the ground, and he disgusted with himself for not timing that one better to get it up over that inner field and out to the boundary. There's a lot of acres out there empty. Apart from the man in the cover point boundary, there's no one else. Apart from the man down at third man.
I could tell you though, Antigua and Barbuda now on the bus all. They have reached the 116, 117 for 3.
Single, overthrows. Broke the stumps, but Skeet was at home early. He was able to feed the dog, let out the cat, and put the bird in the cage. 2 runs.
That's an interesting combination because I'm sure the cat would be going after the bird and the
Right, so you have to put
dog
it.
would be going after the cat.
You have to put the bird in the cage and let the cat go outside in the tree, and the dog will run around. But he was home a long time. Louis was even looking for an extra one.
So all I was saying, Antigua well on the bus now. 117 for 3 from 24.1 overs in order to get to
Meanwhile, Louis goes to 99.
99. Yes, one more and 4 and 5 more. Of course, the 5 more for St. Kitts to win this one, but this has been a responsible knock by Louis so far. And he's certainly shouldering his responsibility as a senior batter in the team and as the leading batsman in this St. Kitts team and carrying his team.
Timed it well, and another one of his favorite shots, a back foot punch to the offside, 4 runs for the 100.
Well played, young man.
We have some people in the park, man.
Yes, and they're out of our sight, of course. I think those are some of his teammates, though. But, you know, sometimes we miss some people because the members' pavilion, which is to our right, we're not able to view spectators in that pavilion. So sometimes there are more people in the park than we think. But well played there by Mikhail Louis.
Are you going to ask me where you think will win now?
Bringing up his 103 not out. And the St. Kitts just on the cusp of a victory.
Not yet, as that one was turned into the onside just by square leg. Number of fielders converge on the ball.
And we cannot overlook the part being played by Skeet. He has gone out there, he's looked calm, he has defended well, and he has rotated the strike well also. He's been picking up quick singles, and he has really supported Louis well in the short stint he has been there at the crease so far.
Ending it in style with a 6-over long off. Victory for St. Kitts, 109 to Mikhail Louis, not out.
Outstanding knock by Mikhail Louis. And as you rightly said, Al, ending in style and taking St. Kitts home in the end. St. Kitts 171 for 7. And Al, we could just quickly tell listeners that Montserrat scored 165 for all out. And St. Kitts in response 171 for 7 with Mikhail Louis. And perhaps we should tell you that for Montserrat, the main contributors for Montserrat was White, who got 50 from 60 deliveries. And then you had Yewood, he got 38 from 43 deliveries. Those were the main contributors with 21 extras. And for St. Kitts, Sheena Berridge, he would have picked up some 5 wickets for some 18 runs, some 7 overs. And we had 2 apiece to Terence Ward and Tilokani. Tilokani picked up 2. Keon Harding just picked up the single wicket. And St. Kitts in reply struggled a bit, but was taken home by Louis, got 109. Not out from 111 deliveries, finishing in style with a couple of boundaries, in fact a 6, his last scoring shot. And he got 109. And as you look down the rest of the scoring, the scoreboard for St. Kitts, no one else got into the 20s. We had scores of 13 from Ward, 10 from Larry O'Dane, and 13 extras. Those are the only entities that got into double figures for St. Kitts. But they got home nevertheless 171 for 7. And for Montserrat, Hayden Walsh Jr., he was the pick of the bowlers. He might not have gotten the most wickets. But White, he bowled well too. 10 overs for 28 runs and he picked up 3 wickets. And Hayden Walsh Jr., 10 overs for 28 runs and 2 wickets. and 2 wickets to Hayden Walsh Jr. and a wicket apiece to Jamal Williams, and Chanel Burns, the captain, but in the end, St. Kitts prevailing and defeating Montserrat in this opening encounter. So there you had it. You had 3 matches today. You had Nevis defeating Anguilla over at Connery, and in St. Paul's, Antigua and Barbuda defeating St. Martin, and now we had St. Kitts getting the better of Montserrat here at Warner Park. We return again tomorrow, Al. I think Montserrat will be back here. Who would they be up against?
Montserrat against Anguilla here at Warner Park.
So they come up against Anguilla here at Warner Park, and we also have matches in St. Paul's, matches at Connery.
St. Kitts and St. Martin at Connery, and Antigua and Barbuda and Nevis at St. Paul's.
Okay, so those are the matches coming up tomorrow. So that's it from us today. We'll take our leave and we'll be back tomorrow with God's blessing to bring you that match. Anguilla coming up against Montserrat here. And we see, as we look down, Al, you can see young Tuckett having a chat with his dad. And he is, of course, having defeated the Anguilla team earlier o'clock today. We see the coach that looks like Stuart Williams strolling across the field. But it's goodbye from us here at Warner Park until we rejoin you tomorrow.